great a coward you may think yourself at this moment, I have no illusions about you. I am not writing this book for the rare brave people, but for you, probably a sick, suffering, ordinary human being with no more courage than the rest of us. But, and this is the important thing, with the same unplumbed, unsuspected power in reserve as the rest of us. It is possible that you may be aware of such power, but may feel, because of your nervous condition, unable to release it. This book will help you find this power and show you how to release and use it. 2. Nervous fatigue. Understanding nervous fatigue is the key to understanding the baffling experiences that make recovery from nervous illness so elusive. Within grasp 1 minute, gone the next. Understanding is the forerunner of cure. Nervous fatigue can show itself as one or more of 4 fatigues: muscular, emotional, mental, and a kind of fatigue of the spirit, and these often develop in this order. I will discuss them in this order in the following 4 chapters. That sounds straightforward enough, yet few people recognize these fatigues in themselves because their development has been so gradual, so insidious. And yet, this development follows a consistent pattern which is the basis of so much nervous suffering. Indeed, recognizing fatigue as an important part of their illness can bring such relief to so many. Their subsequent recovery can be straightforward and simple. I said simple, I did not say easy. At this moment, while you listen to this, you may be bewildered by what is happening to you. Perhaps the task of facing today, tomorrow, seems too much for your exhausted body to attempt. Too much for your tired mind to think about. And yet, it may be only a few months since you could have done that, and much more, so easily. You may have reached the stage where you feel you would rather close your eyes and never open them again than to have to open them tomorrow. All this may be so unlike your old self, indeed may seem to be a reversal of that former self, that your bewilderment may be extreme. When I explain to some bewildered, nervously ill people that their suffering is based on nervous fatigue, they are at first dubious that such strange, disturbing symptoms as theirs, such utter exhaustion, could have such an apparently simple cause. However, when convinced, being nervously fatigued seems less frightening than the mental illness they were beginning to suspect was theirs. Their picture of mental illness has so many dark, mysterious places. The difference between nervous fatigue and nervous illness must be explained. A person can suffer from one or all of the 4 fatigues: muscular, emotional, mental, and spiritual, and still, in my opinion, not be nervously ill. It is only when he becomes afraid of the effects of fatigue and allows this fear to interfere with his life that I say he has passed from being nervously fatigued to being nervously ill. Of course, there are many different kinds of nervous illness. I am concerned mainly with the simplest and most common kind, the anxiety state. Anxiety is closely related to fear. The difference between them is one of timing as well as of intensity. For instance, in an acute emergency, such as facing an immediate danger, we would say we were afraid, whereas when contemplating a threatening future, even we would say we were anxious rather than afraid. The term anxious comes from the Latin anxious, meaning being upset about some future uncertain happening. So literally, being in an anxiety state should mean being in a condition of prolonged anxiety. However, in practice, a person in an anxiety state is both anxious and afraid, and is very often particularly afraid of his nervous symptoms. I say particularly afraid of his symptoms because there are 2 main types of anxiety state.